Chapter 8 Formula 86 Delayed Action Mouse Maker. Children are revolting, screamed the Grand High Witch. We will wipe them all away. We will scrub them off the face of the earth. We will flush them the drain. Yes, yes, chanted the audience. Wipe them away. Scrub them off the earth. Flush them down the drain. Children are foul and filthy, thundered the Grand High Witch. They are, chorused the English witches. They are foul and filthy. Children are dirty and stinky, screamed the Grand High Witch. Dirty and stinky, cried the audience, getting more and more worked up. Children are smelling of dog droppings, screeched the Grand High Witch. Pooh! cried the audience. Pooh! 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 They are worse than dog droppings, screeched the Grand High Witch. Dog droppings and smelling like violets and primrose compared with children. Violets and primrose, chanted the audience. They were clapping and cheering almost every word spoken from the platform. The speaker seemed to have them completely under her spell. To talk about children is making me sick, screamed the Grand High Witch. I am feeling sick even thinking about them. Fetch me a basin. The Grand High Witch paused and glared at the mass of eager faces in the audience. They waited, wanting more. So now, barked the Grand High Witch. So now I am having a plan. I am having a gigantic plan for getting rid of every child in the whole of England. The witches gasped. They gaped. They turned and gave each other ghoulish grins of excitement. Yes, thundered the Grand High Witch. We shall swivish them and swallow them, and we shall make to disappear every single smelly little brat in England in one stroke. Whoop! cried the witches, clapping their hands. You are brilliant! Oh, your grandest, you are fantabulous! Shut up and listen, said the Grand High Witch. Listen very carefully, and let us not be having any muck-ups. The audience leaned forward, eager to learn how this magic was going to be performed. Each and every one of you, thundered the Grand High Witch, is going to be back to your home towns immediately and resign from your jobs. Resign. Give notice. Retire. We will, they cried. We will resign from our jobs. And after you have resigned from your jobs, the Grand High Witch went on, each and every one of you will be going out and you will be buying. She paused. What will we be buying? They cried. Tell us, O brilliant one. What is it we shall be buying? Sweet shops, shouted the Grand High Witch. Sweet shops, they cried. We are going to buy sweet shops? What a frambous wheeze! Each of you will be buying herself a sweet shop. You will be buying the very best and most receptional sweet shops in England. We will, they answered. Their dreadful voices were like a chorus of dentist drills, all grinding away. I am bunting no tupranti a penny grumpint my little tobacco-selling newspaper sweet shops, shouted the Grand High Witch. I am wanting you to get only the very best shop filled up high with piles and piles of luscious sweets and tasty drugs. The best, cried. We shall be the best sweet shops in the town. You will be having no trouble in getting what you want, shouted the Grand High Witch, because you will be offering 4 times as much as a shop in rough, and nobody is refreshing an offer like that. Money is not a problem to us witches, as you know very well. I have brought me 6 trunks stuffed full of England banknotes, and all new and crisp, and all of them, she added, with a finishing leer, all of them homemade. The witches in the audience grinned, appreciating at this joke. At that point, one foolish witch got so excited at the possibilities presented by owning a sweet shop that she leaped to her feet and shouted, "The children will be flocking to my shop, and I will feed them poison sweets and poison cocks, and wipe them all like weasels." The room became suddenly silent. I saw the tiny body of the Grand High Witch stiffen and then go rigid with rage. "Who spoke?" she shrieked. "It was you? You over there?" The culprit sat down fast and covered her face with her clawed hands. "You blithering bumpkin!" screeched the Grand High Witch. "You brainless bumper! Are you not realizing that if you're going to go around poisoning little children, you'll be caught in 5 minutes flat? Never in my life I am hearing such a bush-wobbling suggestion coming from a witch." The entire audience cowered and shook. I am quite sure they all thought as I did, and that the terrible white hot sparks were about to start flying again. Curiously enough, they didn't. "If such a tom-fiddling idea is all you can be coming up with," thundered the Grand High Witch, "then it is no wonder England is still swarming with rotten little children." There was another silence. The Grand High Witch glared at the witches in the audience. "Do you not know," she shouted at them, "that we witches are working only with magic?" "We know, your Grandess," they all answered. "Of course we know." The Grand High Witch grated her bony gloved hands against each other and cried out, "So each of you is owning a magnificent sweet shop. The next move is that each of you will be announcing in the window of your shop that on a certain day you will be having a great gala opening with free sweets and chocolates to every child. That will be bringing them in, the greedy little brutes," cried the audience. "They will be fighting to get through the doors. Next," continued the Grand High Witch, "you will prepare yourselves for the great gala opening by filling each choc and every sweet in your shop with my very latest and greatest magic formula. This is known as Formula 86 Delayed Action Mouse Maker." "Delayed Action Mouse Maker?" they chanted. "She done it again!" Her cock-cutted yet another of her wondrous magic child killers. "How do we make it, oh brilliant one?" "Exercise patience," answered the Grand High Witch. "First, I am explaining to you how my Formula 86 Action Mouse Maker is working. Listen carefully." We are listening," cried the audience, who were now jumping up and down in their chairs with excitement. "Delayed Action Mouse Maker is a green liquid," explained the Grand High Witch, "and 1 droplet in each choc of sweet will quite enough. So here what happens. Child each choc has in its Delayed Action Mouse Maker liquid. Child goes home feeling fine. Child goes to bed still feeling fine. Child wakes up in the morning still okay. Child goes to school feeling fine. Formula, you understand, is delayed action and is not working yet." "We understand, oh brainy one," cried the audience, "but what does it start working?" "It is starting in the work at exactly 9 o'clock, when the child is arriving school," shouted the Grand High Witch triumphantly. "Child arrives at school. Delayed Action Mouse Maker immediately starts to work. Child starts to shrink. Child is starting to grow fur. Child is starting to grow a tail. All is happening precisely 26 seconds. After 26 seconds, child is not a child any longer. It is a mouse! A mouse! Cried the witches. What a frightful fright! Classrooms will all be swarming with mice, shouted the Grand High Witch. Chaos and pandemonium will be reigning in school in England. Teachers will be hopping up and down. Vermin teachers will be standing on desks and holding up their skirts and yelling, "Help! Help! Help!" They will, cried the audience. And what, shouted the Grand High Witch, is happening next to in every school? Tell us, they cried. Tell us, O brainy one. The Grand High Witch stretched her stringy neck forward and grinned at the audience, showing 2 rows of pointed teeth, slightly blue. She raised her voice louder than ever and shouted, "Mousetraps is coming out!" "Mousetraps!" cried the witches. "And cheese!" shouted the Grand High Witch. Teachers is all rushing out and getting mousetraps and baiting them with cheese and putting them all over the school. Mice is nibbling the cheese. Mousetrap is going off all over school. Mousetrap is going snappity snap, and mouse heads is rolling across the floor like marbles. All over England, in every school in England, noise of snapping mousetraps will be heard. At this point, the disgusting old Grand High Witch began to do a sort of witch's dance up and down the platform, stamping her feet and clapping her hands. The entire audience joined in the clapping and the foot stamping. They were making such a tremendous racket that I thought surely Mr. Stinger would hear it and come banging at the door, but he didn't. Then again, all the noise I heard the voice of the Grand High Witch screaming out some sort of an awful gloating song. Down with the children, down them and boil their bones and fry their skin. Bish them, squish them, bash them, mash them, break them, shake them, slash them, smash them. Offer cocks with magic powder, say eat up, let them say it louder. Cram them full of sticky eats. Send them home still guzzling sweets, and in the morning, little fools, go marching off to separate schools. A girl feeling sick and going all pale, she yells, "Hey, look, I've grown a tail!" A boy still standing next to her screams, "Help, I think I'm growing fur!" Another shouts, "We look like freaks. There was viscous growing on our cheeks." A boy who was extremely tall cries out, "What's wrong? I'm growing small." 4 tiny legs began to sprout from everybody round about, and all that bunch in the rice. There are no children, only mice. In every school in mice are galore. All are running around the school, around the floor. And all poor demented teachers is yelling, "Hey, who are all these creatures?" They all stand upon the desk and shout, "Get out, you filthy mice, get out. Will someone fetch some mousetraps, please? And don't forget to bring the cheese. Now, mousetraps, come in every trap. Come, snippy snip and snippy snap. The mousetraps have more powerful spring. The springs go crack and snap and bing. It's lovely noise for us to hear. In the music to witch's ear. Dead mice in every place around. Pile to feet upon the ground. But she's searching left and right, but not a single child in sight. The cheetahs cry, "What is going on? All the children gone. It's 9:30 as a rule. They're never late as they're for school. Poor teachers don't know what to do. Some sit and read, and just a few amuse themselves throughout the day, bespeaking all the mice away, and all the bitches shout hooray!"